Hello, friends. So I had a friend loan me a really neat revolver that shoots these really interesting cartridges. I've heard these cartridges described by other folks on YouTube as uncircumcised cartridges. And I think when we take a look at them, you'll kind of see that too. So here's what a cartridge that we're used to seeing, little 38 special. Got the crimped kind of straight wall pistol cartridge, and then it's got a little crimper at the end. It just kind of digs into the bullet. That's what we're all kind of used to. And then here we have the one for this Nagant. As you can see, it's got this really freaking extreme crimp at the end of the cartridge case. It's straight walled as well. It's got this crazy deep crimp, and then inside here, kind of set below the end of the cartridge case, is the bullet. And that got me to wondering, so it's a crazy different. And so that got me wondering a couple of things. Can you reload these, and do they make dies for them? I haven't found them yet, but I haven't looked that hard. I just kind of did a quick Google search for all that, but I did find some folks that were using all kind of different things to modify other cartridges so they could use them in here, in these pistols, to some success. Then I got thinking, well, that kind of looks like it might be a wad cutter or a semi-wad cutter kind of design, something you'd use to punch holes in paper rather than people. But because this was designed for military application. And I thought, surely that can't be it. I mean, so I decided I'm going to tear open a bullet and see what we got. So off to my inertia type bullet puller that I got. These things are pretty simple. You got you find the right size collet. I think that's the right word for the bullet, for the cartridge case. You put it in there, you screw this down on there, and then you whack it onto a hard surface like this little anvil I've made out of a target and a block of wood. After about 10 minutes of whacking on this, it's usually 2 or 3 whacks and that bullet is out. Sometimes one whack, depending on everything. But anyway, for about 10 minutes of whacking, that bullet hadn't hardly moved. So I went out to my shop where I got an actual anvil, a little 55-pound anvil out there that I use from time to time when I need to coerce metal into doing what I want it to do. And I started whacking on that till, gosh, I thought I was going to break my little inertia driver. I mean, it kind of dinged up the end here. And this is what I got after about, literally 20 minutes of whacking on it between this anvil and the actual anvil out in my shop. This is what I got out of it. That's about how far that thing moved. And it wasn't moving anymore. So again, how we started, how we ended up. Undeterred, I thought, well, kind of deterred, I guess, because I thought, well, I'm going to give up on this because I'm not getting it without breaking my tool, and I don't want to break my tool for this experiment. So I went out into the shop and got out my vise and my Dremel, and I cut this thing in half. Once I cut it in half, I took the part that carried the bullet and I scored it down the side to where I didn't get into the bullet. Just scored it pretty deep on both sides, and then grabbed it with 2 pair of pliers and kind of twisted it. Finally sheared, ripped open, and my bullet dropped out. So that's how I finally got the bullet out and discovered what I figured, would eventually be the result, which was just a normal look-in pistol bullet. Jacketed hollow point, or a jacketed flat point bullet, and a lead core. That weighs, this said, let's just be curious here. The box says it's 96 grain. The scale says 97.8 grains. Pretty doggone close. So now what to do with this? Put it in my melt box or load it up in something. Now I've got a 32 Smith & Wesson pistol that I have dies for, but I think this will be too heavy for that application. Matter of fact, I know it is. So I'm considering doing something that may be kind of dumb. Might load it into a 7.7 millimeter Jap rifle and shoot it, because this will be a real light bullet for that. It might come out of there just absolutely screaming and self-destruct on the way out of the barrel, but might be fun. And that Arisaka, that 7.7 Arisaka 7.7 Jap, has got an incredibly strong action and a good barrel, and this is an early war variant that I have. So anyway, try that out, maybe. Now let's see what the powder does. All right, let's get the scale back on, let it time out on me. Scale's back on. Let's tear that out. And now let's see what we got for powder. Powder's a nice looking, pretty fine flake powder. It comes in at 2.3 grains. 2.3 grains is a nice looking flake powder. And this was the other thing I was kind of curious about. I don't know how well that's seeing down in there. Yeah, you can see that down there. So this is boxer primed. I was wondering, because it is a Russian cartridge after all, if these would be Berdan primed, but these aren't actual Russian manufactured ammunition. They come from another country. So they're using the boxer primers with the one flash hole. And I'm wondering now, if I actually get some Russian stuff, if it's Berdan primed with the 2 flash holes, which would make it even more difficult to reload for. So, anyway, I thank my friend for loaning me this stuff and giving me some bullets to go with it to play around with. And, well, as always, like a real YouTuber now, I guess, like and subscribe. Or not. Hey, y'all have fun out there.